Warning: China's cargo ships could be secretly armed and dangerous. Imagine this: Chinese vessels arrive at our ports just like any other day, carrying appliances, clothing, and household goods. But what if they also carried something far more sinister, hidden in plain sight? Missile launchers concealed within shipping containers. This isn't just a hypothetical scenario. It's a stark possibility America's leaders are now confronting. We've seen how adaptable adversaries can be. Just last year, Ukraine managed to destroy a significant portion of Russia's strategic bomber force, even though those aircraft were deep inside protected Russian territory. How? They used swarms of drones hidden inside shipping containers carried by trucks, infiltrating Russia's own domestic transportation networks. Russia was clearly caught off guard by such a clever exploitation of its highways. That attack wasn't just a blow to Russia's military. It exposed a critical vulnerability inherent in everyday commerce. And it should make American officials think very carefully about the risks we face here at home. As a maritime nation, shielded by two vast oceans and friendly neighbors, we've grown accustomed to a high level of security. But we are also a massive destination for global shipping, bringing most of our daily goods right to our shores. Here's the critical detail: a large percentage of those ships sailing in and out of our ports are owned and operated by Chinese firms with direct ties to the Chinese Communist Party. This creates an acute and alarming risk. Naval analysts have confirmed that China is actively retrofitting its commercial cargo ships with deadly weapons. We're talking about long-range strike missiles, surface-to-air missiles, drone launching systems, and advanced radar and tracking systems. Now, picture this. What if one of these weaponized ships arrived in Houston, America's largest port by tonnage and a vital economic hub? In the best-case scenario, our intelligence community might detect the weapons, allowing the Coast Guard to intercept and seize the ship. But even then, this could mean shutting down the port, halting billions of dollars in trade and LNG exports. But the far more terrifying possibility is this: an armed Chinese cargo carrier slips into the port of Houston undetected. It then launches a devastating attack on the port, destroying vital infrastructure, killing hundreds, perhaps even thousands. The port of Houston is home to the world's largest petrochemical complexes and a quarter of America's refining capacity. Explosions from such an attack would send clouds of carcinogens into the air, poisoning nearby communities. Meanwhile, America's energy supply would be crippled, causing painful shortages and draining our economy of millions of dollars every single day. And it's not just Houston. This disaster could unfold at any of our major ports: Los Angeles, our crucial trans-Pacific trade hub, or Norfolk, Virginia, the East Coast's deepest harbor and home to America's largest naval base. These scenarios are not inevitable, but we must act now. We need to rebuild America's rusted maritime industrial base and end our dangerous reliance on Chinese-flagged vessels. That's why a bipartisan coalition in Congress is working to revive American shipbuilding. Our nation was once home to the world's largest commercial fleet, nearly 4,000 ships. Today, the U.S. manufactures only a handful of commercial vessels each year, while China builds over 1,000. They have nearly 6,000 ocean-going commercial vessels. We have fewer than 100. This imbalance is a tremendous risk, giving China control over global supply chains and countless opportunities to sneak weapons into our cities. Our plan to protect our ports and our people is the Shipbuilding and Harbor Infrastructure and Security Act, or SHIPS Act, introduced in the Senate. This bill will launch a new fleet of American-made ships. It encourages new construction through tax incentives, streamlines regulations, modernizes training for a new generation of mariners, and establishes a maritime security trust fund. Our goal is to expand the U.S.-flagged international fleet to 250 ships by 2035. China is retrofitting its commercial ships into covert warships. The evidence is clear, and so is the risk of allowing these vessels to dominate global trade and fill our ports simply because we have no ships of our own. We have a plan to build and launch a new fleet manned by American mariners, flying the stars and stripes. Congress must pass the Ships Act without delay.